116 to brag on my king. It is 116, Romans 116. We talk about him daily cause he run this thing. Can I do it? Can I do it? Yeah.
Hello, pretzels, and welcome back to the Tripod. It's sweeps month, so we had to bring in the big guns. That's right. Not only is it Stixie Drip Drip and myself, but in with the hot tag is Lord Jake himself from the Steel Real After Party podcast. It's Jake Travers.
Hello, everybody. I think it is only fitting that I am here, and I am bringing the BFE. I am bringing the best friend energy today.
It's good stuff.
My boy is back.
Best friend.
My boy is
I didn't
back.
see Rampage. But
I didn't either. It wasn't on Rampage. It was on Dynamite.
we're going to kick things off with the A show this week. We're going to go in order. It's NXT.
Wait, so if we're kicking it off with the A show, we should be talking about Dynamite.
So the NXT Tag Team Championships were on the line. It was the Creeds versus the Tripod favorite, the Hard R's. I got Caesar's permission to say it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Brutus pouncing hard, or R, I'm not sure which one it was, into the corner, showing off his strength. Julius, Brutus, are they getting all Roman Empire on us? Is that the writing on the wall? We're gonna see Brutus betray Julius. He was gonna say "Et tu, Brutus." Oh, I don't know.
It'd be interesting for sure.
Roddy and Damon and Ivy were looking at the game film in the back. The Creed's teamwork is fucking incredible. They controlled most of this match. Commercial picture-in-picture, hard, I take it, being dominated by the Creeds. Longer than usual commercial picture-in-picture. Creed's just taking these guys to school. A little botch at the end, but the Creeds clobber the Hard R's and retain. The Hard R's earn their respect. They earned their barbecue lays as well, and the ham sandwich with the good mustard tonight, Sticks. Sportsmanship handshakes. Sticks, what do you think of the kickoff of NXT? The Tag Team Championships were on the line.
Well, first off, both teams, the disrespect of no music. We get a hot open, and of course they had to put the Hard R's first because they gotta, as soon as they get their match done, they gotta get back catering, get their sandwich, get their sweet tea, get their sour cream Lay's chips to get back on that bus to get back to Masta to get the cotton to make that shirt that Jake is wearing right now, and the shirt that I'm wearing right now. And I'm sure Mangria's shirt has some of that sweet hard R cotton that's been picked in the last couple of weeks, but that submission hold. I was trying to think of a sweet move that R had one of the Creed brothers, and the only thing I could think of was the cotton gin. But I mean maybe that wasn't. Caesar I might have to run.
Might get canceled for that one.
I have to run that through Caesar first. If Caesar approves it, then there's no cancellation on for this show for it. But
True.
I'll send him the memo.
But all in all, great opener. Both tag teams can go. Like we had talked about, I think we had talked about, we were hoping this was going to be a showcase for these guys, and it was. I mean, these guys delivered. They looked good. And I hope it's the first of many tag team championships to go. The Creed brothers, they looked the part. They had the one slip up, but I mean, who doesn't have a botch anymore? I mean, CM Punk rolls out of bed and botches, so not bad. Hell of an opener and really good way to start off the A show for a Tuesday night.
Unfortunately, Sticks, this isn't quality Hard R cotton. This is pathetic Madera Mexican picked cotton here.
So disappointing.
Sorry, but
so it's legato cotton.
It's Legato Cotton, so but I digress. Jake, did you actually watch this?
I watched both shows in their entirety.
Thank God.
Well,
I'm
no,
glad I'm sitting.
not in their entirety because I watched the Hulu cut of NXT. Because
Okay, now everything is snapped back.
well, I don't know where else to find it. Like that's the problem with that. I can't get it on demand like I can AEW.
It's been airing on USA for quite a while.
Well, yeah, but I'm not going to watch it live. Are you out of your fucking mind?
Ah.
Are you out of your mind? I have sleep to have, like by 8 o'clock, I'm asleep. I'm done.
DVR, Jake. You can delete some of your pop shows.
There are no pop shows. I'm the show.
You can delete Orange Cassidy coming back and DVR NXT.
If it makes you feel any better, I didn't DVR that either. I had to watch commercials and it made me sad. I haven't seen a commercial in ages.
AEW. Oh my God.
Yeah, it was bad. And the worst part is, you know how they did like the picture in picture for it? Because you watched it live, I assume, or DVR'd, whatever. They did the picture in picture for the commercials. For whatever reason, Comcast just goes to different advertisements that have nothing to do with what actually aired. So they're just ads like that they put in there. And I can't even watch a picture in picture. It was sad. What were we talking about? Oh, the first match, right? NXT. It was a good match. Like you guys said, I know nothing about anybody anymore. That is basically where I'm at with wrestling. These side shows here, I know nothing about any of these people. All of them seemed really boring.
So
like, just in general,
Jake turned on NXT and was like, "Oh, the whites versus the darkies."
Pretty much
one.
These guys look like wrestlers. Like the dudes in the leotards.
It's nice to know that he watches the product that we all us two and another gentleman put our hard work into that he could just watch and be done with. But no.
I'm more likely to watch the tripod than I am NXT or AEW. I promise you that. It's just all unlikely.
I appreciate it though. Even though it's a lie, I appreciate it.
No, that one is true. Because the only way I'll watch those two things is either through Twitter or if you ask me to be on it. Ta-da.
So final thoughts on the creeds and the hard R's?
Whatever. I'm a character guy. If you haven't noticed, I like characters. Neither of these seem to have any character. The creeds just seem like they're wrestling guys, like they're just wrestling dudes. That's kind of the whole deal with Diamond Mine. I get it. It's a thing. I guess people like it. I do not, personally.
Moving on.
This is going to be a good show tonight, then.
I'm going to have a lot of negative opinions.
This is going to be an excellent show tonight. This is going to be so good.
Up next, Indy, Cora, and Roxy are in the locker room, fully clothed. Boo.
Sadly, boo.
Indy warns the girls about how crazy NXT is, even though Jake doesn't watch. They don't like Toxic A. Indy looks like a giant next to them. They taken on Toxic later, I think. Apollo in a diner journaling. Some dude is yelling at a waitress. Apollo smashes his head on the table. First, he fantasizes about it and then does it. Very confusing segment here. Then we get Butter Putty versus Fallon. Oh, Butter Putty is Tiffany Stratton.
Okay.
She's she's a butterface. And then 1 week she took out Mighty Morphin Saray and Ceizar called her a putty. So we just combined them, called her Butter Putty.
Yeah, she's like one of those ladies that'll peg you for sure.
She just needs to stop wearing so much fucking makeup.
Yeah.
Versus Fallon Henley with BJ, of course, Briggs and Jensen. Vic is way into this match. Butter Putty sporting her pink gear and showing some great innovative offense. Fallon not setting the world on fire during this, pretty basic. She spends most of the match struggling to fill out her B-cup top. Out comes Sleepy Chew on a hippity hop with a confetti bomb to Butter Putty. Fallon with the most devastating move in all of sports entertainment for the win. All right, Jake, this will be pretty quick. What do you think the ladies in the locker room? Apollo's weird daydream and Butter Putty versus Fallon Henley.
Hulu cut most of this out.
Well,
or I wasn't paying attention, which is also possible.
To be fair, the match was the only thing that really mattered here.
I don't know if it was. I don't know if I saw it. I don't know. It is that not memorable. However, here's what I have to say about Wendy Chu. Wow, What a nincompoop that is, huh? What, my God, that is literally if you gave a retarded child a wrestling contract right there. Cheers.
He said retarded, Sticks. We don't.
We're not
That's
PG.
you
We
crossed the
tell it
line.
like it is. We tell it like it is.
I'm the one who coined the nincompoop thing, so I think I have the right.
Well, Sticks, do you have any thoughts on the Indy warning the girls, Apollo's wet dream, and Butter Putty versus Fallon Henley?
One, Indy trying to be a Sage veteran when she's only 25 years old.
That was fun.
Finds out she actually fits in with them. Two, we get a reboot of The Equalizer as Apollo Crews playing Denzel Washington's character. That's what I got from that. And three, you knew something was going to happen with Sleepy Chew, because as Butter Putty was coming out, you seen her in the background coming, and you heard, I don't know which one it was. I think it was Vic. He was like, was that somebody on a hippity hop backstage? So obviously we're going to continue to get the feud between Butter Putty and Sleepy Chew, but Briggs and Jensen and Fallon, they're just there, helps build Fallon back up from her loss that she suffered. So no, not too bad. Kept the show moving. We're good.
I mean, besides the camel toe edge we got from Butter Putty, Sleepy Chew, that did not need to be on the Hulu cut.
Yeah, I'm not surprised it wasn't, or I'm not surprised I wasn't paying attention, because it just seems not necessary.
Fun. Cameron Grimes getting sympathy from the NXT flunkies and Braun for losing at In Your House. Duke Hudson, out from hiding from Jake Atlas, gets in Braun's face, rubs it in that he has a win over Braun. Braun getting a rematch set for later. Wendy Williams is out bragging about her accomplishments before coming to NXT. She wants Alba Fire. We get Wesley versus Zion Quinn. These dudes have too much disposable income, not buying pops, but getting way too many tattoos.
I'm
Relax,
going to do
guys.
that too.
Wes tries quick pins right out of the gate. Zion tossing Black Broccoli around with ease. However, Wesley able to put Zion on the mat and hits the corkscrew tornado-like splash on Zion for the win. Sticks, what did you think of Cameron Grimes getting sympathy from people in the back, Duke Hudson, Wendy Williams, and the very quick match?
Cameron Grimes, looks like we're building towards maybe a heel-ish turn, maybe, possibly. With Wendy Williams, I mean, we kind of had already knew her accomplishments. I mean, she kind of had already said something about that. So, I mean, she's athletic, so we obviously knew she had to play some kind of sport. And Wesley, I'm glad that they're starting to build him up as a singles, because as a guy who watched him from Impact, and then when him and Zach Wentz made it to NXT, I know that they were supposed to bring Trey with him, but something had happened in the process of Trey had nixed and went back to Impact. But these really good tag team, but Wes is a really good competitor. I hope that they continue to build him up, and I hope he can continue to find a spot in NXT, even if it's just NXT. I mean, the guy can go. So I wasn't surprised, and I'm kind of just wondering where they're going to go with Zion, because he's got something. I mean, he outside just coming out and doing the whole thing, he can go. I mean, we saw that in glimpses before I think he got injured. So it's just kind of interesting to see where they're going to go with that. But outside of that, it wasn't a bad match. Wesley looked good, and everything else in between, it's time filler. So, and then did what it's supposed to do.
My, how the mighty have fallen with Zion Quinn. When we first saw this dude, he was a brick shit house. He was mowing down people. And now he's getting destroyed by Black Broccoli with weird ass music. Oosha, ooka, ooka. When he first comes out, I thought they were saying ooka booka, stealing Wade's gimmick here. But Jake, did you see any of this?
I did see the backstage. I think the match was cut out just because it seemed like Stick said, it's time filler. It doesn't seem necessary, and that seems to be my problem with NXT. This NXT that I saw, at least, is there was a lot of that. It seemed like a lot of it was time filler, and we'll talk about Dynamite later, but it seemed like too much was going on Dynamite and not enough was going on NXT for me. And that just, I need to be kept engaged, and I just wasn't for this particular episode. That's also my fault because I don't know really what's going on. I can admit that for sure. But backstage, yeah, I what they're doing with Duke Hudson makes me sad because he has the ability to be one of like the top heels in the company. He just has that kind of charisma. He has the character. He has everything. And just the way that they seem to be going about him is not the way they should be.
I mean, as an NXT casual here, that's you're actually very correct when it comes to this episode of NXT. And it's nothing like how it used to be, black and gold. Right. But it's still better than Dynamite. Up next, Nikita.
Not this week, it wasn't.
Sure. Tony D with the family and Brown Order. Tony D waxing poetic with Stacks and Two Dimes. Wasn't he fired? Promoted to soldiers of the family. Tony D gives them watches and money, tells Brown Order they work for him. Handshakes all around, though. Tony D wants a title. The A champ comes out. Oh, Tony D wants a title. The A champ comes out with Trick, of course. Since Mello interrupted Tony, Mello and the North American title are now his business. Stacks and Two Dimes look ready for a fight. Sling TV freaks out. Not sure what I missed, but Duke and Braun are heading to the ring. Sticks, what did I miss? Did I miss anything?
Not off the top of my head, I don't think you did. I even rewatched it today, and I don't think you missed much of anything.
Okay, good. Any thoughts on that little segment that they had there with we're getting Tony D and Mello, the man who don't miss?
Obviously, they recorded this before all Two Dimes got cut, so it'll be interesting to see what we're going to get with once he's officially out of the family, what the excuse will be. But I still like these. I mean, I like the friction we got between the two families, and I'm going to be more interested in see what they do going forward, if they end up replacing Two Dimes or if they're just going to go Tony and Stacks. I think this last weekend, supposedly the rumor was when they were doing the live shows, supposedly they said that Tony suffered possibly a shoulder injury. I hadn't heard anything else from it, but I'm hoping it's not anything serious because I think him and Mello will do a hell of a North American Championship match. But I'm really hoping we get a really good payoff with a trios for the AEW marks out there, a trios match between the families again. But all in all, it wasn't that bad. I liked it, and I liked the continued friction between the two families.
You know what I thought had happened, Sticks? Because Stacks and Two Dimes look so generic, like they're interchangeable, I thought they just fucking replaced
Put a new guy in there.
I thought they just got another guy from developmental and be like, here, you're Two Dimes now.
You're Two Dimes now.
Put this fucking hat on, go out there and act stupid. But I guess, like you said, this was filmed before Two Dimes got put into the Coinstar. Jake, did you catch any of this?
I did. I actually kind of liked it. And if it was a different man, I wouldn't have known anyway, because I don't know who this person is. I do know he got fired, though. But I like the whole family dynamic. That's pretty cool. And Carmelo is fantastic. So I'm sure whatever match they put on is going to be pretty good. And I like like I said, I like the family dynamic. That's a cool gimmick they have going on. Like, that's a cool thing. So I like to see stuff like that.
So you prefer Tony D and the family over the Brown Order?
I mean, they're all together now, so I mean, it really doesn't matter.
You got to choose a side, man.
Yes, I prefer Tony D. Yeah,
you race it. No, I was kidding.
He's Italian or something, right? It's fine.
Mandy and the Toxic Lounge talking shit.
This is when I started paying attention.
Gigi and JC talking shit about Indy and Cora and Roxy. Then we get Duke Hudson versus NXT champion Braun Breaker. This is where Ceizar pushed fast forward. Wade gets the lube out because his man Duke is there. Duke jumps Braun during the entrance. Did not help. He murders Duke. Cameron Grimes comes out, says nepotism is the reason why Braun is champion. Grimes with the shiner already. I wonder what happened there. Maybe his boyfriend beat him too. Maybe not smart to talk shit about the Steiners right now. Grimes talking about his dead dad again. Natty gave him notes last month when she was there briefly.
Put him on a table.
Grimes challenges Braun for the title at the Great American Bash. Not the most compelling way to set up a new feud, but whatever. Anyone but Braun. Ivy and Tatum chat. Roddy and Damon approach and scold her for being nice. Scold the Creeds for sportsmanship with the hard R's. Creed's got Damon and Roddy a match for next week. Roddy bitching about his ankle. We get a Super Eichner vid, who is Vinny Vici. Jake, so you started paying attention with Mandy in the Toxic Lounge.
Of course I did.
The rest of Toxic A, and what do you think of the Duke Hudson murder, and then the Cameron Grimes challenge?
Well, this kind of goes back to what I said a little bit ago, where what are they doing with Duke Hudson? That makes no sense to me. This did nothing for either person, in my opinion. This did absolutely nothing for Braun. This did nothing for Duke for sure. I just don't get it. Again, I don't know what's going on before or after this, but it doesn't make sense as someone just watching now. It seems, because I have seen stuff from Duke before. He had this whole like poker player gimmick or whatever, like he was a suave guy or whatever, and he was a dickhead. He was a piece of shit, and now he's just a guy that gets beat. He's a jobber. It's, I don't know, it's a bummer. And then the second thing, the Cameron Grimes thing, like you said, it's not like a great way to set up a feud. It should be good. Cameron Grimes is a really good talker. He's a really good character. I don't like this character, this like rich character he's had ever since he won the $1 million belt and all that, as much as his character before that. But I'll give it a shot and watch it on Twitter.
You know, Sticks, I'm kind of worried here if they don't put the belt on Grimes. Where does Grimes go? Because he lost the North American Championship. You don't really see someone get destroyed like that and then move up to the main belt immediately the next week. But I digress. What did you think of the match, Mandy and Cameron Grimes?
Mandy and Toxic A in the Toxic Lounge, just basically belittling, doing what they do best, talking their talk, letting the other girls know what they're looking forward to. Braun Breaker match. I mean, that's what we get. I mean, there's a reason why Ceizar fast forwards him. It's a reason, unfortunately, there's a reason why myself and you will sit through and watch his painful promos. It seems like the downfall for Duke has been ever since he had his match against Cameron Grimes when he got his head shaved. Seems like after that, when he was off, he just hasn't really, they don't really know what they want to do with him. They kind of want him to be a heel. They also want to remind you that he's 6'5", so you can't
teach that. Holy shit, we just thought the same fucking thoughts.
Hey, Mangria, scissor me, Mangria, scissor me.
God. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I lost the hair versus hair match with Cameron Grimes as well. No.
Oh, I hope I don't lose that match.
But I mean, it was just a basic Braun Breaker match, and we got Cameron Grimes. I'm worried too, because after this, I mean, what do you do? I mean, they obviously seem like they're going to build him up to be a heel. Will he be a mainstay heel, or is this going to be he's a heel for this moment, and then maybe if you're lucky, he'll either get back in the North American title picture, or he shows up on Raw and fights for the 24/7 championship.
Oh, God.
Very well can happen. Very well can happen. One of those two is going to happen. I mean, something's going to happen.
He'll be the first person in Max Dupree's maximum male model shit.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Up next, Mr. Stone, Sophia and White Collie were interviewed. Rematch against Briggs next week. Who cares? Giovanni Vinci debuts. Photo capturing entrance. It's pretty funny.
It was pretty funny, yeah.
I can't wait for that to be on 2K23.
He won't be in the game.
Super Eichner versus, of course, the man they always put up against debuting people, Poor Guru Raj. Guru fed to Giovanni a sit-down last ride, powerbomb for the win, showcasing what we already know. Super Eichner is the man. The Street Man was interviewed. Grayson Waller interrupts a match set for next week. Waller is the street champ of Australia. Sam begs to differ. Trick and Mello versus Stacks and Two Dimes? Question mark. Because they went to a commercial. But Sticks, what do you think of this? We got the no one gives a fuck about White Collie and Briggs. Giovanni Vinci's debut and the Street Man versus Waller next week.
The backstage thing with White Collie. This is something that definitely should not have been on the Hulu cut, let alone shouldn't even be on the YouTube TV.
Shouldn't be on the show. I get it.
Yeah. And Super Eichner, man, I'm glad we're going to get the singles run with him because this guy, he can go. It's going to take him working into the part, but I think he'll be able to pull it off. The picture taking coming to the ring, I thought it wasn't too bad. I mean, I thought it was something different. We'll see how long it takes before they just complete not only
do it. Yeah.
And how long it'll be before he gets the disrespect of not even having an entrance anymore. But really glad to see him get the shine for the singles run. And what was the last one?
It was the Street Man and Grayson Waller segment.
Oh, Grayson Waller, man, this guy is one of the, if not the top heel in NXT. Street Man, loved it when they're back and forth. Grayson Waller, like, what'd you say? Like, what did you say? I mean, great back and forth. I mean, they're obviously filling time possibly before they throw the Street Man into the North American title picture, but I'm just glad to see that Grayson Waller has the staying power to be the top heel in NXT, and it just means good things going forward for him.
You know what I hope happens before Roman is dethroned? I hope that the Street Man wins some kind of gold at NXT, and we get that photo op, whether it be backstage or in an NXT ring, of all the bloodline holding up them ones, and they all got fucking gold on their shoulders. That's gonna be cool.
That's why I hope it. That's why I hope that the bloodline comes down when they have that opportunity, because I want that to happen. I want that the whole full circle thing. I want them to be down there. I want them to cause a little bit of the fuck shit that gets them the championship. And all of a sudden, as they're walking out, as they make it there, you pan out. They have that big ribbon on the top in new, and you see Solo hold up the one with the rest of them, and we fade to black on that episode of NXT 2.0.
They showed Tamina in the locker room with the 24/7 title.
Yeah.
She's gonna be too busy crying on The Rock's shoulder after getting a new house. So.
Hey,
yeah, so that's way cool. So it's not gonna happen. Like, that's way better than anything they'll ever do. So it's not gonna happen. It would be great. I would love to see Roman and the Bloodline on NXT. That would be super cool. It would be great for the show. It will not happen. If anything, he gets called up way too early, and at least he's with someone good.
In the WWE, no,
you're right. Apollo is down in NXT. That is unbelievable. I can't believe it.
I mean, Dolph Ziggler was NXT champion for a good run.
That was great too. I was paying attention during that. That was great. So they really need some people down there.
Jake almost hit the like button on the NXT post.
Yes.
That's how much he was impressed.
Yeah.
But Jake,
well, Dolph Ziggler is one of my guys. Like, that's one of my favorite guys. So
what do
makes
you
sense.
think of any of these segments that we just talked about?
The only one that I saw was the match. And it was it was a throwaway match, really. It was just a guy debuting against a jobber, basically. And the entrance was cool. He was fine in the match. We'll see. That's a very wait and see kind of deal.
Yeah, this was full of nothing matches.
It was a lot of nothing.
Up next, the Hard R's heading to the club. Cameron Grimes rubs salt in the wound, says they ain't hungry. Little does he know they just polished off a couple of premium bag lunches from their boss from the farm. Grimes walks away. Tony D in the Brown Order ringside for this match. The match being Trick and Mello versus Stacks and Two Dimes. Was this filmed already, or did they do a cast change and we can't tell because of how generic they already looked? Tony D distracts, giving the family the advantage. I think I see the writing in the spaghetti here. Numbers game always wins. Trick is firing on all cylinders here. Del Toro of the Brown Order was ordered to attack, but he hit Ravioli or Meatball. I'm not sure which one. Mello hits the diving leg drop for the win. Family and the Brown Order bicker on the outside. Jake, did you see Cameron Grimes disrespecting the Hard R's or the match?
I definitely saw the match. And the match was pretty decent. Like I said, Carmelo can have a good match with anybody, it seems. He's super talented. Definitely one of the standouts from NXT. And the thing with the family is this is gonna be the thing going forward. Like, they're never gonna get along. It'd be cool if they did, but that's not gonna happen. I mean, when you combine two families like that, it's like people getting married. You know, you bring two families together and they're gonna kill each other. So it's gonna be a lot of that going forward.
Sticks.
Hard R's. Obviously, they polished off some of that hard sweet tea before they were going to hit the club. Cameron Grimes lucky that he caught them after they did that. Otherwise, he would have got that club beaten before they went to the club. And the match was good. I mean, we know Mello and Trick's been coming along, and the boys, the family. I mean, they put on a pretty good match. Obviously, we're gonna have to see what happens with the Two Dimes replacement, but all in all, not too bad. I'm here for the schisms that are going to be in between the family. Like, this was part of it. And obviously with the North American Championship match for Tony coming up, it'll be interesting to see how he gets screwed out of that by the family, by either Legato or even if one of his own guys messes it up for him. But I'm here for it. It was a good match.
Sticks, this just in breaking. Tony D has a separated shoulder. Two Dimes has been fired. So Santos is now the interim leader of the.
Oh, I thought you were serious for a second.
Up next,
I was like, oh God.
What was next? Family and Brown Order continue to bicker in the locker room. Tony expects Brown Order to help during the North American title next week. That doesn't really matter because now we have the main event. It's Indy, Roxy, and Cora versus Toxic A. There's 10 minutes left of the show, by the way.
Yeah.
We kind of screwed them with the timing. Wade's still on cloud 9 for when Mandy called him honey. Roxy and JC with a great start back and forth here. The crowd split between Indy and Mandy. The ref loses control as all 6 women fight in the ring. A commercial picture-in-picture, really? There's 4 minutes left. I had to squint to see all the ass shots the cameraman was getting during. It's always nice to see 6 women who actually know how to wrestle put on a decent match on top of the butt meat buffet we had. Wade calls Roxy a pocket rocket. That might be the name of the episode. There actually is some great action here. Cora hits a senton on Gigi. Roxy gets the pinfall. This match made the bond with Indy, Cora, and Roxy stronger. It also showed us who Toxic A is going to defeat next, so not a pointless match. It went 7 minutes over. Jake, were you able to keep your hands off yourself long enough to see the main event?
Maybe. Yeah, it was tough, but there were no pictures for me because I saw the whole whatever Hulu left in, I guess. Whatever that was what I saw. Toxic Attraction is great, and I'd say that there were 5.5 women who know how to wrestle because Mandy's still she's better, way better than she used to be. Way better than she used to be, but she's still not a great wrestler.
Accomplice Salt, is that what that was?
What? Yeah, kind of. Yeah. A little bit. She is fantastic to look at, but she is a better wrestler than she was on the main roster for sure.
So Sticks, when I was watching this main event, my wife was sitting next to me, and the random thinking I have, I said, which one of these 6 women do you think has the stinkiest ass? And she just looked at me like, what's wrong with you? What did you think of the main event?
What was the answer?
She just disowned me for the rest of the night. So
Did you have an answer?
I did. I was asking. I was legit asking. I was like, who do you think has the stinkiest ass? I don't know.
What is your answer? I want to know.
I'd probably have to say Mandy because she has the biggest ass.
You're probably right. You're
The
probably
biggest ass got to have the most smell, unless this was an off night or one of them was on the rag. I don't know.
Interesting answer. I approve.
I don't know. I mean, Gigi might have some. I mean, she did some stuff back in the Indies that.
Oh shit, that's right.
That is true.
I mean, just look up her and Joey Ryan, and you might.
Oh no.
Oh, Joey Ryan's been scrubbed from the internet. We can't talk about him. I miss Joey Ryan.
You might find something.
Wait a minute, Sticks. You're trying to get us canceled when we don't have Ceizar on here dropping 40 N-bombs.
He can though. Like that can't get you canceled.
Someone's got to pick up the slack for Ceizar this week. So I mean, the reins are off, man.
What'd you think of the main event?
I thought it was good. I mean, Indy Hartwell shined. Hopefully, it's enough to show upper management that this woman is good and they can keep her on TV. Toxic A, I mean, if they weren't gonna win by fuck shit, they were gonna lose because obviously none of their titles were on the line. But we do get a future peek of what is gonna happen going forward, and I'm here for it. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, obviously, we'll wait to see what Roxanne's gonna choose, what title she's gonna choose. I mean, we all probably pretty much know what she's gonna choose. So it's gonna be interesting. But I mean, it was a good match, good way to close it out, and all the women can go regardless of what Jake's.
I didn't say she was bad. Said she wasn't as good as the rest of them.
Well, I mean, in NXT, you can put the title on her and then just hope that she picks the wrestling up. So I mean, that's the best.
Definitely.
That's the go-to. That's the go-to. You put a title on a good-looking girl, and you hope that she picks up the wrestling as she goes.
And she's definitely gotten significantly better because I remember some of her matches on the main roster, and they were putrid. She was nice to look at, and that was about it.
But Jake, don't forget, she loves the crumb.
She does love the crumb. And don't lie. You'd be chubbed up too if she called you honey, Mangria. Don't you lie to me. I do want to chime in.
Me and Wade the Fade, we're on the same page.
I do want to chime in on Indy though. Great. I've always been a fan since she showed up. Her career trajectory worries me. Ever since the way went away, it worries me a lot with Indy. I don't know if she can definitely hold her own wrestling wise, but character wise, not great. It's kind of slow burn. But I want to see what they can do next and how they develop her. And without the way, it's a little hard for me. I mean, it's a little tough for me. I like her though.
I wouldn't doubt if this is the last hurrah for Indy on NXT. If she doesn't do anything, she could possibly be wrestling Aaliyah on SmackDown in a couple weeks.
Put her with Theory. I mean, even though I don't want to see her as a manager, have her be a wrestling, like, not manager, but like have her wrestle as well. But put her with Theory. I mean, they have that connection with the way. It'll give her something to do after NXT because I don't see her winning the title from Mandy. That would be cool. I don't see that happening. It just doesn't make sense to me. So put her up with Austin Theory and have them do something if they continue to build Austin Theory. And I think they will. They seem to, well, Vince is gone, so who knows?
I don't know, Sticks. She's Australian, so you know where she's going. Right?
Oh, she's going to be fired.
Right next to Sheamus and Butch.
Oh,
Ridge.
Oh, God.
She's going to be a female brawling brute.
Oh, wait a minute. She has an accent. Oh, wait, yeah, Vince is gone. I can't do it, Stephanie.
She's gone.
Fuck yeah, she's gone. No.
Oh, no. It's Mangina, no.
Hey, with Stephanie being charged, Trips might have her ear and be like, hey, she can go. If you're gonna bring her up, she can go. Maybe she'll crack and be the only female for Max Dupree in his model agency. Maybe he will, you know?
Maybe. I think Vince is still doing creative shit, which is very terrible. That's awful.
Nothing. I don't think anything's gonna change, really.
No, nothing will change at all.
Stephanie's just gonna be the.
She's not even the face. Vince was on SmackDown. She's just there.
Stephanie will be the wax figure of WWE.
Pretty
With that
much.
being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break because we're going to hear a word from Julius Caesar.
Sorry, Pretzels. Your boy can't hang out with you this week. Too busy out here. Well, I'm still at home now, but I'm going to be too busy out here in these NY streets getting litty as a titty. So, hot news of the week will be the Hail Ceizar. You damn right. What is my take on Jeff Hardy's cracker ass doing some cracker ass shit? Now, come on now. He's grown. All right? He's grown. He's a grown man. Made his own bad decisions. We all seen the tape. And if you haven't, go to TMZ. I'm pretty sure they got a copy of that shit somewhere. But he grown. But when you know, you gotta know. These motherfuckers making towns, they're renting cars. They're not taking plane flights all the goddamn time. They got cars, they renting cars, they driving from town to town. Everybody knows that. Both companies know that. But you should know. If a motherfucker drinking all the time when he get off work, and you know, he gets subscribed some painkillers because he's jumping off shit, being all flippy dippy and whatnot. He probably gonna risk it 1 or 2 times because he ain't got time. He's got to make the towns. All right, he ain't got time to be fucking around and on some fuckery. Y'all probably hear the air fryer going, yeah, I'm about to fry up some shit, bitch. Anyway, why can't you hire these niggas drivers? If these are supposed to be top guys in your company and you know they're gonna be on some fuck shit, and then yeah, okay, you try to put them in rehab, the shit probably ain't gonna work. They're probably gonna get back on it. I mean, no shit, addictive, man. People human. They make mistakes. But if you know a nigga drinking all the time, you a billionaire. Hire that nigga driver. Hey man, look, I don't want to see you out here dead, for one, and then you obviously can't make the best choices in your life because you're a fucking idiot. But when you get in that ring, magic happens. T-shirt sales, and I become rich. Yeah. Hire that nigga a driver. All right? Drive his dumb ass around. Put his dumb ass on a plane. I don't care. Yeah, look, nigga, you got plane tickets, okay? You can't drive yourself. If you touch down and you need a ride, the drive will be the shit. The nigga might fly with you. Something, man. Like, you gotta let these dudes help themselves. Because, I mean, 1 or 2 things are gonna happen. He gonna be drunk as fuck to where he can't perform. Then you gotta make him go to rehab or fire his dumb ass. And when they realize he can't wrestle no more, maybe he'll get his act together and maybe he'll stop drinking. You know, I don't know about the painkillers, but maybe he'll stop drinking. Or 2, you know what I'm saying? Maybe the nigga will get right on his own. Maybe he'll actually, he might look himself in the mirror one night. Man, I am fucking up. This nigga got a driver. I got a babysitter. I'm a grown ass man. No, you're not a grown ass man because you can't make the right decisions. So, hire these niggas to drive. Make them only take plane trips. Hell, ban their ass from renting cars and shit. And if that's the case, and that nigga driving his own car, yeah, he owns some shit. Throw his dead ass in a rehab. I mean, you should know if a nigga get fired for drinking on the job, why would you hire him for your job? Because you know he just gonna drink again. I mean, make it make sense to me. That's all I'm saying. Make it make sense. These niggas is rich, and yet they ain't taking Ubers and shit. I don't understand it. My broke ass take Ubers everywhere I go to get lit. To get litty as a titty. These niggas know they should be able to do that shit too. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. Holla at you. I'll be back next week. East Coast style.
1. It's Wednesday night, and you know what that means. Where's all the fans? Oh, who knows? Who cares? It's ATW time, folks. Road Rager. We get Regal on commentary. Hello, man in the mask. You're looking ravishing, simply ravishing. It's a hair versus hair match. We get Jericho with the Jericho Appreciation Society versus Ortiz with Eddie. Tranny Manson, reffing, of course. Ortiz bum rushes Jericho as they brawl to start, punching, biting, chair mounting. Are there no DQs? Nah. Ortiz sort of reverses Jericho's top rope Hurricane Rana into a strained power bomb. Little difficulty there, but they're in better shape than us. Jericho suplexes Ortiz off the apron onto the ground. Commercial picture-in-picture. We get a Sunny Kiss Pride commercial. Still sentenced to dark elevation, domination, obscurity. I'm not sure where that person has been. Jericho's in control. The Jericho Appreciation Society getting their cheap shots in. Ortiz hits a top turnbuckle draping cutter. Regal all jacked, thinking about the wig Jericho will wear if he loses. The crowd was very into this match. I appreciate it. Makes me think about the times there were no crowds. So, this is better than nothing. Ortiz gets to the ropes to get out of the walls. Eddie, the Jericho Appreciation Society, Wheeler Yuta, Santana, of course, Tony Skeets loves his clusterfucks. A brawl ensues. Eddie spinning back fist Jericho. Ortiz goes for the pinfall attempt, gets a 2.5. The ref distracted. Fuego del Sol, Cynic's best friend, attacks Ortiz with a bat. Jericho wins. Fuego is revealed to be Sammy. To then we smash cut Ortiz shouting and cutting his own hair. Eddie says this isn't over. Blood and guts. Blood and guts, Ortiz screams, while I think accidentally making himself bleed.
It worked.
Sticks. Wow. The opening segment to Road Rager. Your thoughts, the hair versus hair match.
I didn't think it was that bad of an opener. I mean, obviously, Jericho Appreciation Society was all over this episode of Dynamite. But it was really good to see Ortiz in a singles matchup. I mean, we very rarely get to see Santana and Ortiz on TV as a tag team. So we got to see Ortiz as a singles, and he's not that bad. I mean, obviously, if you haven't watched him before, you actually got to see a pretty good match from him. And all in all, I mean, we all knew Jericho wasn't gonna lose this match. I mean, especially with him being lead singer of a rock and roll band that Mr. Regal had made points about. But all in all, not a bad opener for Dynamite for once.
Well, let me ask both you gentlemen. One of the commentators says Jericho is undefeated at hair versus hair matches. The only other hair versus hair match I can think of is when he fought Kevin Nash. That's when Kevin Nash was doing the role for the Punisher and he needed to cut his hair, make it blonde. Do you guys remember any other fucking hair versus hair matches he had?
I
don't Google it, Jake.
I'm not going to. I was looking at a notification, but no, I don't know.
Well, Jake, it's your show. It's AT Dub. What'd you think of the opener? Hair versus hair.
I thought it was great. I mean, obviously, hair versus hair match is dumb. That's a stupid gimmick, but I mean, they put a good match around it, so like, I cannot be upset with that. The reason people probably don't like AEW, right? Here's where I'm gonna get controversial. Every match. Go ahead. What? Oh, ATW. Sorry. Every match is like a spot fest. That's probably why a lot of people don't like it. I have attention deficit disorder. I love that shit. That's where I'm all about it. I am all about that shit because they keep doing wacky shit and I'm invested. That's how I like to watch my matches. So maybe that's why I have a different opinion than you guys. It's possible. I don't know. And the storylines can be shit, and most of them are, but they keep me invested with the matches, which is what I care about too. So.
Well, I appreciate your honesty, Jake. I mean, it's all three of our different opinions coming into one. The reason why I believe Styx, Ceizar, and I are kind of over
you watch it more.
The novelty of ATW is because they keep doing the same shit. Okay, we're having a one-on-one match. Oh, wait a minute, here comes his friends. Oh, wait a minute, here comes his other friends. Oh my God, there's a brawl in the ring. The ref's distracted. Oh, the bad guy wins. What a shocker. Here comes a 6-man tag next. I
don't disagree. Like, I totally get why you guys feel that way as well. Because like I said, you guys watch it. I mean, you guys actually actively watch it. I am coming in as someone who doesn't. So like, they put on cool matches. I'm like, oh yeah, this is all right. I don't know what's going on around it. That's why I probably like it better. If I were to watch it weekly, I'd probably be on the same side. I'd probably be right there with you. But like, as someone who doesn't, and as someone who just comes in, watches it sporadically, I like seeing like matches like this, just great matches. And yeah, it wasn't, I mean, there are no rules really in AEW, it seems, which whatever, but fuck it. It's chaos. I like chaos, so I'm into it.
And Tranny Manson making sure she was in every frame.
She is terrible. She is the worst.
Well, I think another thing that TW does, and I know Ceizar has said this numerous times. There's no respect for finishing moves anymore. And,
No, God no.
And they are the biggest criminals. It seems like there's at least two moves that used to be finishers and ATW matches that are just not even a setup for a finisher. They just do it right off the bat, and then we just go right into a ring, into a match, and it's just, I mean, it is a spot fest, and for all these people the shit on WWE, ATW is right there neck and neck with them with a lot of their matches, and it's just I get kind of over it, but I mean, I like wrestling. I know a majority of us that we like watching wrestling, so we're gonna tune in and watch it. So
there's only one finishing move that's still undefeated, Sticks. The mic hit. If you get hit with that mic, it's over. It's over. It's brought down empires. But
yeah, I just feel like I wanted to say that because like I would have probably, like I said, I probably would agree with you if I was watching from the beginning, if I had watched the whole damn thing, like from the start of Dynamite. If I had seen everything, I'd probably be like, this is fucking terrible. But I have to bring a different opinion to the show, you know, and be like, oh yeah, listen, it's not that bad, and WWE is not that bad either. I'm not saying one is better than the other. I think it was a bad episode of NXT this week, and I think it was a better episode of Dynamite this week. So that's also one person coming in and seeing two separate things.
It may be the booze talking, but I'm about to give ATW the biggest compliment I've ever given it.
Whoa.
It's better than Raw. Okay, moving on.
Mm-hmm.
The People's
By a mile.
video package of Wardlow versus the security putties.
This is stupid.
Wardlow has a new theme. It's more screaming versus 20 men. It's a battle royal. Some were knocked off the apron and eliminated. This is confusing. Pinfalls, submissions. He stacked a bunch and pinned them, trying to be Roman. What a time killer. He was about to get revenge on Smart Mark. Dan Lambert shouts at Tyrone Woodley and some other dude to attack from American Top Team. Wardlow talks him out of it. They toss Smart Mark to Wardlow to get power bombed. If there was a Hulu cut,
this would have been on it, I guarantee
W's Dynamite, this would not have been on. But
I think it would have been. And the reason I say that is because of Wardlow. Yeah, because I think they want Wardlow to be the next big guy. I don't see it. And okay, I see it athletically. I see it in the ring physically. Sure. As soon as he got on the mic, I was like, I don't want to hear him speak. I think he's awful. And again, I haven't seen much from him in that department. So this is just a right now opinion. I don't think he has the mic skills to be a top guy, but he's big, so he probably still will be.
As a casual wrestling fan, Jake, would you compare him to early Goldberg or would you compare him to early Batista?
Oh, Batista.
They all suck on the mic, by the way.
I agree. I would say Batista because I don't know. Physically, he just reminds me of Batista more for some reason. Just throw a tattoo around his belly button and we'll be good to go. Like you said, neither are good on the mic, or none of the three are good on the mic. Batista ended up getting a little better, but still not great. Goldberg's never been good and still is not good. And I don't think Wardlow will improve. I'd like to see him improve, but from what I'm seeing so far, I'm not sold. I'm sold on the athleticism. I'm sold on him being big jack dude. Sure. I don't know if he's a world championship material yet.
Wardlow has nailed the facial expressions. I'll give him that.
Yeah, for sure. Like in ring and everything, and like presentation wise, great. All into Wardlow. As soon as he gets on the mic, as soon as he was talking like, we're cut from the same cloth. Shut the fuck up. That's dumb. I hate that. That's dumb.
You guys, we can relate. We're both working class men.
I hated that. And I hate when these big dudes, are like super face too. I hate that shit. I've always hated that. Big dudes should be heels forever. I don't care. Forever.
Sticks, what did you think of Wardlow versus 20 putties?
I think this is something that I don't even think Vince would do. I mean, I could see 10 guys. I could see it be like if he had Wardlow, it'd be like the Wardlow challenge, but I don't think he'd have 20 guys and have a guy who's a wrestler playing a lawyer, be the guy that would do the class action lawsuit against this. But I mean, I agree to the point where I think Wardlow needs, this is what made MJF with him good, because MJF was the guy that on the stick, he was the guy that would talk wonders.
Number one in the company, better than CM Punk.
He's the best guy on the stick in the business today.
Yeah.
I mean,
I agree.
I don't even think it's CM Punk's prime as a guy on the mic. He might come a little close to MJF, but MJF still beats him. I mean,
by far.
Wardlow needs that. I mean, he needs somebody to be the guy that's on the mic that calls the shots. And Wardlow, and I agree with Jake on that. I think he needs to be a heel. The good guy, no. He needs to be a heel. He needs to be that big brute guy that's bulletproof. I mean, not in like the big pay-per-views, but he can get beat in like the Dynamites, and then once the big pay-per-views come, he destroys them, and then he starts working his way up to the championships. But the good guy, the whole thing at the end of the match with him and Tyron Woodley and Matt Hughes. I mean, I already didn't have high expectations going into the match because it's 20 versus 1. It's like, come on. But then like afterwards, it's like that's when I went and had my bathroom break. So it was just like, eh.
I do appreciate ATW making him, well, not making him, but having him go for the TNT championship first.
I agree with that.
Skyrocketing him to the fucking top. He said, I want to beat CM Punk for that title, which I respect. I like Wardlow. His mic skills will improve eventually. He just needs, let's just keep him in the backstage. Keep him in the backstage segment so he can do multiple takes.
Yeah, I agree. Just live, not super great.
Yeah,
it kind of reminds me of when, and he was a little bit better on the mic, but not super great. When Lance Archer for like a hot second was a face, but they were still calling him like Murder Hawk and shit. I'm like, what are you doing? Why is this gigantic man a face named Murder Hawk? That makes no sense at all. Please stop doing this. But at least he had Jake Roberts, which is still not great on the mic, but better probably still. So it's a weird thing, and Wardlow definitely needs an MJF, but that's not going to happen ever again, probably.
Well, sadly, Jake, Murder Hawk now gets winded after his promos. He just went downhill from the last.
He also comes up later.
Okay, up next is by far the wrestling match of the week. This redeemed Dynamite and made me not want to kill myself by watching it. It's Uncle Dax versus Will Ospreay. I do not know anything about this guy. I've never seen him wrestle. But from the clips I've seen, the confidence this man has just in his facial expressions, walking to the ring, this dude oozes confidence. He said, "Fuck you, WWE." I got a little bit of respect for that. And then I saw the match.
Yeah.
The crowd's still like, who the fuck is this guy? Dax hypes up the crowd, though. Tony calls this a dream match. I laughed. I wonder why Dax is wrestling more singles matches than Cash. Uh-oh.
Well,
Dax hurt his own hand chopping Ospreay. That was fucking funny because he chopped him and Ospreay like folded in half and like flew up in the air when he was in the corner turnbuckle. I thought that was pretty sweet. Dax takes Ospreay to Suplex City. Uncle Dax almost gets the 3 on several occasions. Air Ospreay flying all over the fucking place. We get some mini botches, not bad. Headbutts in the slugfest lead to a mega lariat from Dax. The Os Cutter, aka the Cody Cutter, for a near fall. Ospreay with a decapitating sword slash of a back elbow takes out a kneeling Dax for the win. That was fucking cool. I like that. It was kind of like the boom, but with your elbow. United Empire Cash. Here comes a clusterfuck. United Empire.
There was a lot.
Trent, Rocky Romero, and Jake's hero, Orange Cassidy fully healed, all out to the ring, not the pay-per-view. Orange Cassidy face off with Ospreay. What are they thinking here?
I'm thinking it's going to be a fantastic match. Is what it's going to be.
Hold on there, Sticks. Your thoughts on the wrestling match of the week?
This exactly. Uncle Dax. This man has been putting on singles barn burners for the last month and a half. And I tell you what, he had another one with the aerial assassin himself, Will Ospreay. Ladies and gentlemen, you're going to find out why Will Ospreay is one of the best wrestlers you probably have never heard about. This man, the IWGP United States champion, can wrestle, and he can wrestle good. This guy is somebody that a lot of wrestling fans outside the United States know, and some in the United States do know. But I'm going to say this, Uncle Dax can go. This match was the wrestling match of the week, and it's no surprise that Uncle Dax was a part of it. So great match. You had a little bit of a couple botches in it, but great match for ATW, and just super proud for Uncle Dax. I mean, the guy loves wrestling. You can tell, and the guy is showing up, and can show that if they do split up FTR, hopefully they don't, but if they do, Uncle Dax can go, man. He's got some singles championships in his future.
Did you imagine if they did a story angle? I know the time isn't I've been drinking, folks. If they had Stone Cold Steve Austin with Uncle Dax, and Uncle Dax was his Damian Mizdow, could be his fucking stunt level.
Oh boy.
But I digress. Jake, I know you want to wax poetic here. Your hero has returned, but tell us your thoughts on the match and then dive into what we already know.
It was phenomenal. I mean, that's something we already know, that because we watched it. I mean, you can't even deny that was just a phenomenal match. And like Styx has said, Dax can go. Dax has always been able to go, but now we're seeing it in singles competition, and it's completely different. He's always been a great tag team guy. Him and Cash, or whatever, I forget what were their names in. I don't remember. Whatever, it's Cash now.
Dash.
They've whatever they were. I don't fucking remember. They were. That's a million years ago. That's a million fucking years ago. But they've always been able to go, and like you said, it is interesting that Dax is the one going in these singles matches. Cash is good, but not as good. I think that's always been the case, in my opinion, at least from what I've seen. But yeah, it's been nice to see Dax get the shine. And Will Ospreay, I mean, if it's a name I've heard, that means you're doing something right, because I don't know anybody. So if it's a name I've heard, then you're doing something correct. Whether I've seen you or not, you're doing something right. And he showed out for sure and got the win. So it was nice. Great match.
Don't leave us hanging.
What else happened?
By the way, did you injure yourself from a bunch of orange punches? What's up with your hand?
It's just carpal tunnel.
Oh, okay.
Much masturbation. Yeah.
I knew. So you did watch that 6-woman tag? No.
Oh yeah, thoroughly a couple times. So yeah, Orange Cast. Go ahead.
When you have the finger. When you have the finger,
the little fingers, yeah. They don't make just finger braces, so I got to work with what I got.
Just wrap up the tape like you do.
I could do that. It'd be a little hard on the thumb, but I can make it work. Orange Cassidy, he's back. I know a lot of people. That's controversial for some people. People don't like Orange Cassidy because he's not a wrestler or whatever. He's a wrestler, all right. He can put on great matches, and I think he's going to put on a banger with Will Ospreay. And yes, that is a lot to do with Will Ospreay. But Orange can put on a good match. We've seen it. We've seen him put on great matches. And he is a gimmick wrestler, yes. But we've seen athleticism out of him, and I'm excited to probably never see it because I'm not going to pay for it.
Sadly, Styx and I will be forking over the no.
No. I already have it bought.
That's dedication.
I'm just going to say this. I bought it just for New Japan Wrestling. I could care less what ATW is bringing to the table, New Japan was going to bring some people to this match, to this pay-per-view.
Well, what's sad about it though is that's probably why the ratings are so low. I mean that, and I don't agree with that. I think that's silly because I obviously I don't watch it, but like New Japan I know puts on a great product. Ring of Honor has put on a great product, and like the reason ratings are so low is because these two American people, for the most part, randos, are coming onto the show. Yeah, well, me too. But I know some of the names at least. But like I've never seen a lot of their work. But that is the reason the ratings are so low right now. Obviously, like there's just nobody, like there's half the people on the show right now, nobody in America is fucking heard of, and that's a crime. That's a crime.
You know how I can perfectly sum up how Styx and I pay full price for the pay-per-views, Jake? You remember the Da Vinci Code? That one dude who got it, he flailed himself with the fucking cat of nine.
Yeah,
that's us. We do that to ourselves so we can bring you guys the fucking content. All right.
Here's the thing. If AEW had like a streaming service, like a WWE network or whatever, where they put the pay-per-views on, I'd be fucking thrilled. I'd probably subscribe to it and I'd probably watch the pay-per-views, but they fucking don't. I don't know why. It seems so goofy. That seems like the easiest shit to do. Granted, I have no clue. I have no idea what goes on in the back end. Maybe it's something to do with who they do their shit with, like subscription wise, but you can still pay for pay-per-views even though there's a streaming service. Like they go hand in hand, which I don't know why people do, but the people do. So I don't know. There's got to be something we don't know about. Reason being they don't have one.
I'm gonna laugh when Time Warner cancels Rampage due to the shitty ass ratings.
I can't believe it's even on TV. Like it's such a dark, like AEW dark shit.
From what I've heard, they're actually kind of working on something like a streaming thing. I'm actually surprised with Time Warner and HBO Max. I'm actually surprised that they don't try getting something going with that.
That'd be great.
Try to get a way to buy, because I know they've probably pigeonholed themselves into with Bleacher Report. But if there was a way that they could get it that you buy the pay-per-view through HBO Max, I think that would be huge for them. Like even if you were to throw Dark and Dark Elevation on there, I don't think they will, because they want everybody can get on YouTube and watch it. So I mean that's the smart thing to do. You throw it on YouTube, everybody can watch it. But if you were to transition like some shows, like even hour shows, like what WWE does on the network on Peacock, if you were to do that for HBO Max, I think that'd be huge for them. I think it's coming down the line. How far out are we? I don't know, but I think that they might do something with either HBO Max or maybe even stretch to even maybe Discovery Plus. I don't know, but I think something's down the road for them.
Well,
it'd be silly not to.
Remember the first year Dynamite was on, HBO Max was a sponsor.
Yeah.
They actually when HBO Max first started, they actually sponsored one of the fucking Dynamite. So yeah, that's a good idea. They should do that. But up next, a Mox and Tanahashi video package leading to Mox coming out, Tanahashi out face to face. I noticed a Daniel Tosh versus Arn Anderson sign in the crowd.
So did Daniel Tosh, by the way.
Oh, he did?
Oh, yeah. He said that's the real Forbidden Door.
Apparently, they call Tanahashi Ace. Mox plays for keeps. He is passionate about this match. Jericho comes out.
Yeah.
Sammy and Tay with him. He's a wizard, remember? Tanahashi tells Jericho to shut up in his best Shinsuke impression. No, I'm just kidding. Jericho Appreciation Society, Desperado. Here comes the clusterfuck.
Yep.
Murder. See what I'm saying, Jake? Murder Hawk, Jump Mox and Tanahashi. Jericho gonna have a 6-man at Forbidden Door. Eddie Santana and Bald Ortiz looking like this.
So bald. He's like so much less intimidating now. So much less intimidating.
He needs to get that. As soon as he gets it tanned, it'll fit.
Yeah, it'll look a little bit.
But Darby crying about getting about Steen getting taken out. Red Dragon rubbing salt in the wound video package. It was a Rampage match setup. Jake, any thoughts on Mox and Tanahashi?
Yeah, it was a good segment. It felt big, even with me knowing what the fuck is happening. It felt like a big segment to me, and that's a sign that something is working. I I did not realize how long has John Moxley been coming out to Wild Thing? How long has that been a thing?
About a year.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Their music budget is through the roof. they're getting all these licensed songs. It's cool. I like it. I wish WWE would do it more. I really do, because it's cool. I like it. I don't know why. I'm a fucking casual bitch. I don't know. I like it. I like music, but it had a big segment feel, and obviously the match is going to be for the AEW World Championship, and it's going to be pretty cool. It'll probably be a great match, probably one of the better ones of the night.
A couple things, Jake. Doesn't Tanahashi look like one of those veteran characters you see in an anime?
Yeah, like kind of a sensei.
Like
yeah,
out of an anime. He could be All Might's cousin or something. Another thing, I don't like Wild Thing by Mox because Styx knows. You remember when Mox used to come out? John Moxley. I
don't like it for Mox. I agree with you. I'm just saying licensed music in general. Not that one specifically, but like Jungle Boy's theme, Orange's theme. Granted, I liked the Best Friends theme song better, but whatever. What are you gonna do?
Man, there are multiple versions of Orange Cassidy's theme song, by the way. Where is my mind? That I first heard that song on the Sucker Punch soundtrack. I don't know if you know that movie.
Yeah, I do.
But that
Edgar Wright
on that. Yeah, it was all dramatic and serious though. And come to find out, there's like 15 fucking versions of that song.
Well, yeah, probably been covered a lot, but his is the Pixies. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. I even bought it. Styx, your thoughts. Tanahashi, you know him better than all of us. Like, what the fuck? Tell us a tale of Tanahashi. Which anime is he from?
I don't know which anime he's from, but the man known as the ace of New Japan Pro Wrestling. This is going to be big for John Moxley. He even said it. He said in the promo, when I came to New Japan Pro Wrestling, I came because I was chasing the ace, Tanahashi. So this is huge. I mean, this is one of the bigger guys that you could get for an AEW championship match that isn't named Okada or Jay White. I mean, that's a pretty big get for AEW.
And they're getting the other guys too.
Even though Tony Skeets has his dad's black card. I mean, this is a pretty big. I mean, I know there was rumors that the reason why Jay White became World Heavyweight Champion is because Okada doesn't want to travel to America. Well, they kind of left that open by the end of this week. Like maybe Okada is going to show up as a surprise. Who knows? But this is big. I mean, this is really big for Moxley. And I wouldn't expect anything less that he's going to show up and he's going to put on a good match. Jericho coming out on stuff. You could have did this as a backstage thing. Like they jumped Tanahashi backstage. You could have saved us the whole 5 to 7 minutes of now Lance Archer's in here. Now Sammy's in here. Everybody's in here. It's like this was one of the big things that AEW did that they could have cut out and just did it short and sweet backstage, jump, move on. But they had to drag it out. Big old clusterfuck like you had talked about. But the match itself is going to be big and one that I am looking forward to.
Clusterfuckamania, brother.
There was a lot. I did notice that. There were, 3 at least that I remember. And that is a lot. That is a lot of just random fucking people showing up. Because, Suzuki-gun, again, Lance Archer, I guess he's been in AEW for a little bit. But the other guy, I've never fucking heard of him. I don't know. It's weird. That's why ratings are in the toilet right now, probably. Because it's not people that people know.
Tony interviews Beauty Storm. Well,
yeah,
that works too.
Yeah, sure.
Ethan Page with Dan Lambert versus Miro. I'm letting Styx take this one because Ethan Page, all ego, is his boy. Styx, it's all you, brother.
Well, my hopes were. I was glad Ethan. I was glad all ego, my boy, made on a match on TV. But they were dashed as soon as I know who he's facing. All Ego looked really good. I love the towards the end there where when he brought Miro's hands together and telling him that you were going to pray to me. But in the end, as soon as I saw the bracket, I'm pretty sure you even knew, Mangria. As soon as we saw the matchup, we knew what was going to happen. And Miro gets the game over and gets the win. And now my boy is going to be relegated back to Dark Elevation, which if you caught the bottom line, Tuesday, he beat Frankie Kazarian on, I think it was Dark Elevation. So, hey, at least we got a win before we got that major L on TBS. So,
Jake, did you see
that is proof that there's way too many fucking people on that roster that Frankie Kazarian is on AEW Dark. So that's a little fucked up. So I like the match. It was good. It was not too long. It was not too short. Yeah, I mean, Rusev is obviously they're trying to push him again. It was nice to see Rusev. Sorry, fucking Miro. Old habits die hard. I don't know. I this whole new gimmick thing. I don't know what to think of it. I don't really have any opinion on it really. The best man thing was not better. So, but I did like the theme song a lot, and I don't like this one as much, and that's how I judge things. So, it was a fine match. Good for Miro for getting back out there, and he's up against what? Pac, bastard man.
He is a bastard. Yeah, as far as Miro's themes go, he is the best man. I did like that song as well.
It was great. It was the best part of that gimmick.
I didn't like his new song to begin with, but now when it hits, it's like, oh shit. It's kind of like a Brock, like, oh, someone's getting fucked up.
Uh-oh.
Because Miro always looks pissed. And last time we saw Miro, they smash cut to Lana in the audience going, yay.
Oh, boy.
So
they got to bring her in, right? Like, come on.
I was expecting it. I was like, okay, when's Lana going to come out and do something stupid?
There's no reason for her not to be there. Like, I mean, just have her valet.
To distract Miro so Ethan Page can get his win and Styx can rejoice and start celebrating. But no, sadly, did not happen.
They're gonna hire her. Like if she's not already back, like behind the scenes hired, they're gonna hire
her. She's on Dark Hookervation. No,
all right, cool.
We get a Dante Martin video about his match with Mox for Rampage, and then we get the Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Versus Tony Storm. Dasha forgot where Britt was from. Very awkward.
Maybe she was about to say Britsburg, like they said on commentary.
The Doctor has Rebel and Hater. All strikes to start. The numbers game in the Doctor's corner. Thunder Rosa chases away Hater, leading in commercial picture-in-picture. Pretty even back and forth during the commercial. DDTs and a Kishi booty attack to the Doctor. She feigns an eye injury during luring in Tony for the inside cradle and then the drift away, but Tony Storm wins with a pile driver, which is the Storm Zero, I guess. Thunder Rosa is out on stage already planning her sandbagging championship defense against Tony. But Jake, did you enjoy the Doctor versus Tony, or did you take a piss break?
No, I liked it. It was a good match overall. Tony Storm is wearing too much pants. That's how I think of that. But Britt Baker's wearing a good amount of pants. That's fine. I'm cool with that. That's kind of what I took away from. It's just me. I'm a misogynist. I'm a pig. I'm a pig. I know I am. I know that, and it's just that's all I pay attention to in women's matches anyway. I'm a monster.
Styx, he took 2 drinks and he's stumbling all over his fucking words already.
No, that's just me as a human. Have you listened to my podcast ever? One single time have you?
Words are hard, Jake. Words are hard.
Words are fucking hard. There's a whole t-shirt about
it. Styx, your thoughts on the Doctor versus Booty Storm?
Well, I would listen to your podcast, Jake, if you put a new one out every once in a while.
It's coming. All right, Money in the Bank.
I've heard that. I've heard, maybe Money in the Bank. Well, maybe someone's like, hell, we might even just wait and do Survivor Series. Shit. But it was a good women's match. I mean, I think Tony Storm picked up a much-needed win that she needed, and getting one against the women's wrestling flag bearer for AEW. That does good for Tony. And Tony actually was able to hit the Storm Zero correctly this time. But that is not my Storm Zero, gentlemen. So I will just say she actually hit a DDT good. And she got the much needed victory. So good match for Tony, for both women, and not a bad women's match for AEW.
Fucking ice cream truck is out at 8:00 at night over here.
What?
Stokely and Tony backstage. Stokely says Jade will issue an open challenge on Rampage and debut on commentary as well. Willow approaches. Will accept the open challenge. See you on Friday, Wilma, Stokely says. Hangman out to the ring, grabs the mic. Adam Cole, baby, interrupts, talks about the Bullet Club. Switchblade comes out from behind Hangman and takes him out. Rubs it in that Hangman couldn't beat Punk. That's pretty bad, Hangman. Says he will not defend the IWGP Championship against Hangman or Adam Cole. The crowd, you could hear a pin drop. They were barely into this. But I digress. Sticks, go ahead and wax poetic on Stokely and the Hangman, Adam Cole, and Switchblade segment since you are donning the apparel.
Well, I will just say this. Stokely Hathaway made that 2-minute promo. So, and we know this because as he was on NXT as must-see Malcolm, the man is must-see. So Stokely Hathaway made the promo, and we got to the segment of the week. Hangman Adam Page comes out, essentially says, yeah, I was a dumbass thinking that Okada was going to retain, which, by the way, yeah, you should have, Hangman. The man's only got one victory against fucking Switchblade Jay White. I mean, fucking come on, Hangman. Adam Cole comes out, says, come on, you're really a dumb, stupid cowboy. Let me show you, my friend, the new IWGP World Heavyweight Champion is here. And the man was there. Switchblade Jay White shows up and essentially lets everybody know, whoa, hold on. Hangman, you lost to CM Punk, but also you're fucking 2-0 in favor of the Switchblade, so you can't fucking call a shot. Adam Cole, what have you done lately? You won a fucking tournament with a sweet toy title. You ain't gonna I ain't gonna wrestle you. Probably gonna end up facing both of them. And it's probably gonna end up putting on a barn burner at Forbidden Door, showing everybody why he's the best, in my opinion, the best heel on the face of the earth, but who is also a top 5 wrestler on the face of the earth. So the whole world's been put on notice. Jay White's going to be at Forbidden Door. It's just a matter of who we're going to get. I think it's going to be a triple threat for his title, and can't wait to watch.
You know Switchblade's going to retain.
Oh, Jake. No fucking way. There's no way he's losing. That is the layup. If we do predictions, that's my layup of the fucking card.
The caveat's going to be Punk returns. No.
Oh, God.
Jake,
no one wants that.
What did you think of Stokely and the Hangman Cole Switchblade segment, if you watched it?
I do want to say, Styx earlier said that Okada could make a surprise appearance. What if it's a surprise fatal 4-way and the 4 of them go at it? That'll be fucking cool. That'll be very cool. Yeah, Malcolm, great. He's always been great at promos. They've always been must watch, as you guys say. And yeah, 100%, he's great. But I mean, it was a whatever. I mean, whatever. I don't know who Willow is, so the Wilma. I don't know who Wilma is. That's something I would have done. I would have called her Wilma. I would have called her Wilma. And then the segment was great. The only problem I had is Jay White is about the same size as Adam Cole. They're both little baby boys.
Oh, the disrespect.
He's small. I'm not saying he's bad at his job. He's small. Adam Cole's really good at his job. He's fucking small. I saw them. They looked eye to eye. They're little.
This just in. Sorry, Sticks. Breaking news. It's going to be Okada versus Danhausen at Forbidden.
Danhausen will put on a fucking 7-star in the Tokyo Dome match and end up beating Okada.
Maybe.
So, due to some unfortunate circumstances, the triple threat tag team ladder match for the AEW Tag Team Championships was reduced to a 2-man tag team.
What happened? What Grio, what happened? I mean, there was supposed to be 3 teams. What
happened to the third one? Yeah.
Rumors and innuendo that Jeff Hardy, he doesn't really like to stay on that wagon too long. But yeah.
Shocker, by the way. Shocker. Whoa.
I hope you're sitting down if you're listening to this. Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, the tag team champions versus the Young Cucks in a championship ladder match. Which is funny that Uncle Dax and Will Ospreay was better than this, but Jungle Boy's family is in the front row. That barricade is a dangerous place to lean on if you are in the front row.
Yep, I noticed that.
We get what we expected. Flippity doo-dah, flippity day. I like how Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus try to use a small ladder to reach for the tag titles.
Luchasaurus probably could have, but he was the only one in the match that could have.
Like 5 feet tall.
Yeah.
Matt Cuck with the triple Northern Lights finishing on the ladder to Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy assisted Hurricane Rana's Matt through a table off the apron. Forehead Jackson power bombs Jungle Boy through a table on the outside. Then 450s Luchasaurus through a table on the outside. If you were at a table in this match, you were not safe. Forehead Swanton Jungle Boy, who was on a ladder elevated by Matt. These crazy white boys stack tables on the outside. The Cucks are in full control. They both super kick Jungle Boy in the face during a moonsault attempt. Luchasaurus gets correct ladder in the ring. The refs hold the ladder as Luchasaurus climbs with Matt on his back.
I didn't want that sucker to topple.
All 4 men are on 2 ladders. Luchasaurus gets power bombed off the ladder. There is a lot of shit going on, man. It's hard to take notes from this fucking. It was like you said, Jake, Spot Fest main event, but it's a ladder match. What do you expect?
They all are. Yeah, imagine if the Hardys were in it.
Oh my God, Jeff could not have lived through this.
No.
Matt Macho elbows Luchasaurus through a table. Plenty of crash and burns. Orange Cassidy versus Will Ospreay announced for Forbidden Door during this match. Luchasaurus put through the set up tables on the outside. BTE Trigger takes out Jungle Boy. The Cucks are now the new tag team champions. Forehead Jackson, Bloody Nose. They are the first tag team to have been two-time AEW tag team champions. Then Christian comes out.
Yep.
To comfort Luchasaurus and Jungle.
Well, he was already out. He was already out there, but
and Christian turns on Jungle Boy, and then get the chairs. Christian, it's concerto time. But the funniest part of this whole situation wasn't on TV. It was on their Twitter right after, because it then showed Jungle Boy's mom and sister flipping off Christian and saying, "Why don't you get the fuck out of here?" And then Christian says, "You raised a piece of shit. You raised a piece of shit." That was fucking golden. Love it. Heel Christian, folks, is back. Sticks the main event tag team ladder match. Thoughts on the Spot Fest?
This was main event worthy. I mean, this was really good, but I wouldn't expect anything less from both these teams. It makes me, the part of me was wondering after the match, was like, if Jeff doesn't get caught, drinking some spiked Kool-Aid, driving on a suspended license, would he be a tag team champion today? Probably, maybe, who knows? But I think AEW royally fucked up by not allowing enough time for them to have that AEW Twitter video that you had talked about on TV, because that would have been huge for Christian for heel heat. That would have been huge for the umpteen hundred promos that they would run for the upcoming Christian versus Jungle Boy match. I mean, they dropped the ball on that, because that would have been huge for them to have it on TV. But I think we all kind of figured Christian was going to turn on him. I mean, you can kind of see the cracks starting towards in the last couple of weeks to a month. I mean, especially, what was it, a week ago when everybody was barging into the Bucks EVP office hotel room when Christian called for that triple threat match, and Jungle Boy was just kind of looking at him like, "What the fuck are you doing? Why are you calling this?" But it was a good heel turn. It'll be interesting to see how long Christian will wrestle for. Like, are we going to get just this one off, and then he just kind of goes away? I mean, he's done a good job as being that mentor, but like in wrestling, at some point you're either going to get one or two things. One, the mentor turns on the student, or the student finally says, "You're becoming dead weight to me," and he turns on the mentor. We got the mentor turn on the student, and I can't wait to watch the match going forward. So it was a good main event. It was worthy of the main event.
First of all, Sticks, every time I saw Christian being too friendly, I was like, "Oh, this is it. Are you watching this? Oh, where's my notes? Christian's gonna turn." So many fucking times I saw Christian being too friendly. I was like, "Oh, he's gonna do it right now. He's gonna do it right now." Finally, when he does it, now my question to you, Sticks, we watch this every fucking week. Where does Christian go? We'll get to Christian versus Jungle Boy, but do you see Christian going solo, or do you see him joining the Elite? Do you see him joining Jericho? Where do you see Christian going from here after his feud with Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy? Marco Stunt? No.
I think the best thing for him would be if Jericho, but I think he's going to stay solo. I mean, unless WWE releases somebody that he's really good friends with and they hire him and they become a tag team, I think he'd be a guy that show up maybe 2 times a year, have maybe a promo with the person that ends up at a pay-per-view, and then we don't see him. Because I don't see him. I'd be very surprised if you saw his name collecting wins on the bottom line for Dark Elevation. I don't think he'd do that. So I think he'll be solo, but I think the best thing for him would be if he were to get with Jericho, because he could get that rub with being part of the Appreciation Society.
Jake, wouldn't it be funny if we saw the reformation of Chris Jericho and Christian as a tag team like they were back in the day for WWE?
Be pretty interesting for sure. But if Christian does join any team, there's only one team he can join.
Oh no.
And it's for a better forever. Join us, Christian. I love your theme song. All right, I'm done.
Thoughts
so
on the
main event. Main event was phenomenal. I loved it. Like I said, Spot Fest keeps me engaged. Even if it's not like an actual good wrestling match, because it wasn't. Like there was almost no wrestling. It was just them throwing people off shit and all that, super kicks and all that shit. But again, ADHD, I'm like, cool, love this. A lot of shit happening, love it. It's great. Keeps me engaged. The turn, everything's right in the world. Christian is meant to be a heel. He's always Captain Charisma is meant to be a heel. He's always been a better heel. And it's nice to see, but they definitely should have had your son is a piece of shit on on the show. That would have been a lot better. It'll be interesting to see what he does next. I do think joining Jericho Society or whatever the fuck they're calling it would be great. Why? Okay, backtrack. Why is Jericho calling himself a wizard?
Because he can throw a fireball, Jake.
Has he ever actually done it?
Fireball. He burnt Eddie Kingston's eyebrows off.
Okay, all right, whatever. I'll look past that.
He's a wizard.
Whatever. But here's the thing. I'll look past it, but it's also Chris Jericho, so he's probably making it work. Like he's probably somehow making it work because he's Chris Jericho and he can do anything. He made the list the most over thing on any show ever, so he can do whatever he wants. Yeah, I enjoyed it overall. Like Stick said, it's a main event worthy match, and I do believe the Hardys were supposed to win, and they had to kind of figure something out because they only had like a week to figure it out, really. I mean, because it was being advertised up until obviously the incident, and the Hardys were probably going to win. It would make sense. Have the Hardys win this match. It's a ladder match. It's what they do. And have them go on one last run together and then have them lose, I don't know, a few months or whatever.
You know what I would have liked to see happen if Matt Hardy remained heel and Matt Hardy and Christian became a tag team. Like Matt
could
Hardy,
happen.
Like Matt Hardy could have been like, well, I still have a tag team partner in this. And here he is. We have history together in ladder matches. Come on out. And then Christian comes out with his fucking thing.
It could happen.
Party's partner. They could be a heel tag team moving forward.
Yeah.
That would have been cool. But gentlemen, I digress.
They might. Here's the thing. But they might keep Matt Hardy off TV too, which kind of sucks. Like they might keep him away from the public eye just because of the association. I hope that's not the case, but they might do it.
Well, like Twitter says, gentlemen, Jeff Hardy picked a perfect week to get arrested because nobody's fucking talking about that anymore.
No.
And I cannot wait to hear what the Still Real After Party has to say about that. Jake, go ahead and plug your many projects since you are not in the intro. The floor is yours.
Yeah, I mean, the Still Real After Party, obviously the podcast I do, the reason that this even exists. We should be coming back for Money in the Bank. That is the plan. I do have to talk to the co-host. I'm sure he's down for it. But I'm going to say that is probably the case because Money in the Bank is it's my personal favorite, and I'm pretty sure he enjoys it too. So, and Liv Morgan's going to win the women's Money in the Bank. So this is finally the time. I'm just putting it into the world. Just let me have this. Yeah, I do a YouTube channel, Funko Fat Guy. I have a bunch of shit. I have like really expensive shit now. This is like over $1,000 pop, and I want to die because I had to pay for that. So yeah, so that's what I do. Other than that, I got fucking nothing for you. I got absolutely nothing. I'm just a sad, bored, fat man.
Well, you hear that, all 10 of you watching this, go to Funko Fat Guy's page, watch his shit, buy his,
or don't
reimburse him for the headless Ned Stark. He needs the money.
I did an auction and it went well today, so I do some of those every now and then. My next one is 4th of July weekend on Whatnot, so if you guys want to buy pops, you can.
Well, Jake, I do appreciate your time. Thank you for the hot tag in to replace Ceizar for this week. He will be back next week.
There's no replacing Ceizar. There's just filling a spot.
He did the fill in.
Yeah.
Jake was the seat filler.
I'm here. There's no replacing him.
And as far as APPW goes, as soon as I hit the stop record button, First World Problems is done. It's ready to go. The world will see. A lot of shit happens. I'm proud of this one. It feels like I've been putting it together for a month, but it's only been 2 weeks. I had to get everyone's schedules together. Everything, the planets aligned, folks. I'm very proud of this one. Go ahead and check this out. APPW does way better than this, so I know you'll check it out. But as far as that goes,
it's because it's shorter.
Yeah. Well, this week's gonna be. By the way, this was the fewest interruptions the fucking tripod has ever had.
Well, yeah, I'm sober.
But I digress, folks. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. Thank you for liking and subscribing. And Jake, you don't know I don't know if you're familiar with the new sign-off.
No.
But ladies and gentlemen, Styx is getting ready for his pose, by the way. I know I can see him. My peripherals, I can see his fucking pose. He's getting ready.
You just wait.
Big ups to Stallion P.
Oh, I do know that. Yeah.